We all feel pretty good when we toss a plastic bottle into the recycling bin, right? It feels like we're doing our part. But what if I told you that good deed has a hidden dark side? Today, we're diving into a fascinating scientific study that found a huge, unexpected twist in our fight against plastic pollution. I mean, for as long as I can remember, it's been drilled into us: reduce, reuse, recycle. It's this collective pact we've made to turn our plastic waste into something useful and keep it out of our oceans. It's one of the cornerstones of being environmentally conscious. And this is where things get really interesting. A team of researchers decided to ask a simple but kind of scary question. Could the very process we designed to fix the plastic problem actually be creating a whole new one? One that's totally invisible. Okay, so to figure this out, we have to go right to the source, a plastic recycling facility, or a PRF. These are the places that take in mountains of our plastic trash to get shredded, melted, and this is the important part, washed. And, it's that washing process that's at the heart of our story. This brings us to the villain of our piece, microplastics. These are teeny tiny plastic bits, some so small you can't even see them, and they are literally everywhere on the planet now. The real issue is that they act like little toxic sponges, soaking up nasty chemicals and carrying them wherever they go. So why is this a huge deal? Well, picture this. These tiny particles get eaten by the smallest creatures, like zooplankton. Then, fish eat the zooplankton, and bigger fish eat those fish. And you can see where this is going. The toxins build up all the way up the food chain. And, the most alarming part, they've already been found in human blood. So with that threat in mind, researchers decided to focus on just one single top-of-the-line recycling facility in the UK. They wanted to see what was in the wastewater coming out of the plant. And what they discovered, well, it was pretty mind-blowing. Get ready for this number. In the facility's raw, untreated wastewater, they found up to 9.55 billion microplastic particles in a single cubic meter of water. No, that is not a typo. Billions of tiny plastic fragments being created and washed away. And according to the researchers themselves, this is a massive blind spot. They basically said, hey, nobody has really been looking at recycling plants as a major source of this pollution. It's been flying completely under the radar. Now, of course, the facility wasn't just dumping raw wastewater. They did the logical thing. They put in a filtration system to catch all these particles. And at first glance, it looks like a huge success. And yeah, for the bigger particles, the filters worked like a charm. They were super effective at pulling out the microplastics that were larger than 40 micrometers. The water looked way cleaner. So problem solved, right? Well, not so fast, because the real story, the one that matters, isn't about what the filters caught. It's about what they missed. The most dangerous part of this whole thing was happening on a scale that's completely invisible. And this is the real kicker. After filtration, a shocking 96% of the particles left behind were the absolute smallest ones, the ones less than 5 micrometers. So the system caught all the big stuff, but let a tidal wave of the tiniest and potentially most harmful particles slip right on through. And this is the great paradox. The success of the filtration system was really an illusion, because when it comes to microplastics, it's the smallest particles that can cause the most trouble, since they're the easiest for wildlife to ingest and for toxins to cling to. So what does this actually look like in the real world? Well, the study estimated that even with the filters running, this one facility could still be releasing between 59 and a staggering 1,184 tons of microplastics every single year. To really understand the scale of this hidden cost, think about it like this. The facility processes just under 23,000 tons of plastic a year. But up to 5% of that weight that comes in the front door could be going right back out the drain as microplastic pollution. It's an incredible amount. And if you're still not convinced this is a big deal, just look at this comparison. The concentration of microplastics leaving this one recycling plant after filtering is hundreds, sometimes thousands of times higher than the raw, untreated water flowing into entire city wastewater plants. This isn't a tiny leak, it's a fire hose. So what's the takeaway here? Should we all just give up and stop recycling? The researchers say, absolutely not. Instead, this is a massive wake-up call. It's not about stopping recycling. It's about time we started making it a whole lot smarter. So how do we fix this? Well, the researchers laid out a pretty clear three-step plan. First, we just have to acknowledge the reality that recycling plants can be major polluters. Second, we have to innovate and install much better filtration technology, stuff that's actually designed to catch these ultrafine particles. And third, we need real regulations with clear limits on microplastic discharge. Ultimately, this doesn't make recycling the bad guy. What it does is empower us. It shows us that even our best intentions can have hidden costs, and it gives us the proof we need to demand that our solutions are as clean as we always assumed they were. And that leaves us with one final, really important question to think about. We rely on technology to solve our biggest problems, but this study is a powerful reminder that we have to constantly question those solutions, look for the hidden consequences, and always push to make them better. Because fixing one problem by creating another one that's even harder to see, well, that's not a solution at all.